Welcome everybody, François Letarte, JDRD30, and making a video response to DBJ about challenge rating, trash in the sandbox. The exact title will be below, and with the link of the original video, which is very interesting. I think you should check that out. It's my take on it. Well, I agree with you, DBJ. You know, I always agreed with that. Yeah, I was excited by challenge ratings when 3rd edition came out, and I used them a lot for a couple of years, you know, maybe 2 or 3 years, but after that, I think I got back to the way I was doing it before challenge rating existed, and that's pretty much how you explain it. You know, challenge rating is quite unique in role-playing games. There's not much game that has a system like that. A system that rates, you know, a challenge or an encounter, and that you can see how the party of the player, how the players, what kind of difficulty they are facing. Even before challenge ratings, their Dungeons and Dragons didn't have something like that, but you know, you were buying a module and it was already stated that it was for characters from level 4 through 7, and you know, there's not much role-playing games that are doing it like that. You know, most of the role-playing games may state that, oh, this module is for advanced characters, but they won't say what is an advanced characters in terms of numbers, so it's up to the players and the game masters to decide if they can do that adventure or not. So it was more a broad indication to some adventure. You know, I remember running adventure for other role-playing games that stated that it was for beginning characters, and you know, it ended up to be a very hard adventure. So yeah, it's very broad, it's not precise, but it's okay like that, because you have to decide if you do it or not, and there's no numbers that will suggest you to do it or not. So challenge ratings, it's quite useful. You know, you can already know in advance what kind of difficulty there will be, but it won't prevent me from using an encounter if it's too hard against the players. It won't prevent me to use it. You know, I will use that encounter if where they are, that encounter is there. It's up to the player to see how they will get out of the situation. So for your challenge, for your question you've asked, you know, can we create a world without regarding challenge rating and put what we want in it? Yes, absolutely. It's like the real world. The world will feel real, okay? The world won't progress with the character. You know, the 2 or 3 years I was using challenge rating, I was doing that. You know, I was putting in their way adventure that was challenging for them, but that they could they could succeed. I have tried it, thinking that it was a good idea, but no, it wasn't. Okay, we had fun, but it didn't feel that much real. You know, you create the world, you put whatever you want in it, and it's up to the player to decide whether they can do it or not. You know, the danger here is, you know, most of the players, when they get into an adventure, they have in mind to get through it. Absolutely, they have to go through that adventure. But that's the trap here, because it's not always like that. Maybe after 2 rooms, they should decide to get out and go away from that place. Maybe come back later when they feel that they are up to the challenge. In D&D terms, when they have a little more levels. So yeah, that's my take on it. You had you had that's funny, because in your video you had an example with the Blue Dragon, yeah, and just a short story here, but and it's related. You know, about 20 years ago, I had a D&D campaign. I was using Rules Cyclopedia, and it was total sandbox. So there was no challenge ratings, you know. They were doing their stuff. I was applying the random encounter rules, you know. I was rolling a die to see if there was a random encounter, and if there was one, I was going to the table related to the environment. I was rolling, and we told the story like that. And at some point, I rolled the Blue Dragon. You know, the party was kind of a second level party. They were not much advanced. So it was obvious that they couldn't fight the thing. So they kind of, the Blue Dragon didn't saw them. They saw the Blue Dragon pass over their head, but they hid themselves, and the Blue Dragon got away. But since a Blue Dragon appeared randomly into that world, well, and I think it was kind of the top of the Blue Dragon. I don't know the name, but you know, the elder one. It was a top Blue Dragon, really random encounter, and so there's a elder Blue Dragon around. So I had to use it, and for the remaining of that campaign, the Blue Dragon was kind of one of the main villains, and it opened up into great stories with that dragon. You know, I really created a campaign. The campaign, well, it was the point where the campaign took a firm direction, you know, knowing that it was the main villain and what kind of evil he was doing. So the players had to fight that. They were involved in that story, and they had to fight the dragon at some point. I don't remember really how they managed to fight it, but I remember that they weren't enough high level to fight a dragon like that, but they were clever enough to get around a way to do it, and they have found, you know, special objects to help them and stuff like that. So it was all about thinking. And if we were taking the challenge rating of the dragon with the party when they finally defeated him, you know, it wouldn't work. You know, the challenge rating of the dragon would be too high. But who cares? There was a great story. Everyone had fun, and it was very thrilling. So I say yes, we should do that. We should do that. You know, if you want something organic, if you want something to feel real, you put whatever you want on the map, and it's up to the player to see if they can do it or not, and that will be part of their choice. And they won't be imposed with an adventure they know that they can get through, because the adventure is balanced for them. It will be up to them to wait for the greater challenge and get to some challenge that are very easy for them, because they will be there too. So I'm saying yes, and I say to you all that if you haven't subscribed to DBJ's channel, go ahead, subscribe. Lots of great role-playing stuff. So I guarantee you that you will find something that you will find interesting for sure. And my name is François Letarte, JDRD30. Up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Bye.